Hey guys, we're here for a Legacy Cube draft. Disclaimer, I am not the best person in the world at Legacy Cube, but I still think it's a lot of fun, so don't judge me too harshly on the picks. I play Cube for fun, not necessarily for the most competitive aspect of it. Here, this pack seems kind of weak. I'm actually leaning towards, there are two pieces of the Dark Depths combo here, and I feel like Dark Depths is probably one of the most powerful combos. Vampire Hexmage is probably just a better card than Thespian Stage, but I'm probably only really going to play Hexmage if I get the combo anyway. Like I said, this pack's kind of weak though. The next best card is probably like Sunder and Titan or a piece of Mana Fix. And yeah, there's not very much in here that's interesting. I guess Genesis Wave could be a build around, but it's not something I'm going to take. So I'm going to pick up a combo piece here. And I'm not going to get married to it, but it does incentivize me to pick up Dark Depths if I see it. And there is a chance that Thespian Stage comes back, because Thespian Stage isn't the best card in the world. Also, we could go kind of the mono black route, which has some very good payoff cards. And by that I mean it has one good payoff card, which is Grey Merchant of Asphodel. This pack is not bad. Garruk is pretty good. Geist is very good. Eternal Dragon is good, and Phyrexian Arena is also fine, so is Looter Ilkor, and I wouldn't be disappointed with Bone Shredder. I'm leaning towards, I don't feel like Phyrexian Obliterator is a second pick card, but if I start taking it, Black is very underdrafted. Lotus Cobra is also fine. Geist, in my opinion, is probably the best card in the pack. Doesn't go very good with what we have, and even though I said don't marry, I'm going to take Phyrexian Arena, I think. The effect is just powerful. There are some other good contenders here. Garruk is very good, especially at getting rid of your opponent's Planeswalkers, but I'm going to pick up Phyrexian Arena. I do like Shriekmaw here. Dragonlord Silumgar actually might even be better. So if I take Silumgar, I'm looking to wheel either Shriekmaw, Serum Visions, Dungeon Geists, maybe Dreadbore or Bayou. Even Fire and Ice would be fine. Phyrexian Arena does incentivize us to be a little more aggressive, so we could do something like a red-black. I don't think Prophetic Flamespeaker is something I want to pick up, and it's definitely not something I want to go into red for. I do like Karmic Guide a lot as a card in general, and Shriekmaw might actually be better than Silumgar. Because we're not definitely playing blue, but Silumgar seems like just a kind of blowout card, especially in a cube that has lots of Planeswalkers that you can steal. It stabilizes very well, and I think it is going to be the pick here for me. I would not be disappointed with Shriekmaw or the Bayou here, and as kind of secondary picks, I'd be fine if Serum Visions or Dungeon Geists come back. Alright, again, leaning towards blue-black, and it looks like it's fine. I do like Deep Analysis. I like Mana War as well. It's kind of a good tempo card. Desecration Demon, not at its best here. Breeding Pool, not quite what we want. I'm not as excited to pick up Shocks as I am Fetches. Exhume, I don't see any signs that I'm playing. What's the word? Reanimator right now. And Abhorrent Overlord, not quite the card I want as a payoff for Mono Black. I'm leaning towards Mana War or Shadow Mage Infiltrator, and I think I'm going to pick up the Infiltrator here, which is really kind of solidifying us in blue-black. The card's fine. It's not amazing, but I think it's better than these two. Desecration Demon's fine. I've never really tried it out, and I like Mana War. I like Mana War a lot, but I'll take up Infiltrator. Alright, some good ones here. Prophetic Bolt is very good. Time Warp might be the pick. Time Warp's pretty good alongside the Vampire Hexmage combo. Dark Ritual, probably not what I want. Miscalculation's fine as well. If I end up getting a Grey Merchant, I definitely want this Geralt's Messenger. I'm between these two. I think Time Warp's probably better here. If we can pick up some Planeswalkers, it'd be even better. And I think Gerald's Messenger's fine, but not really what I want. Time Warp seems fine. It gets us an extra draw, plus with cards like this, it's an additional extra card. Here's Kokosho, which I like a lot. Especially in mono black. Just drains 5 life when it dies. Bone Splitter is fine if we manage to pick up like Bitter Blossom or something that can keep little creatures on the field. Vraska is its -3 is pretty good, but its +1 is pretty weak, and its -7 is just kind of weird. Goes well with Time Warp, I guess, but not quite what I want. Force of Will. I didn't even see Force of Will sitting here. Is Force of Will just better than Kokosho? It probably is. Somehow I missed that. Yeah, I'll take up Force of Will. Alright, Mogis Marauder. Again, you don't go wide too often without just getting your field wiped. Kira's okay. And I wouldn't mind Blood Crypt, but I think I'm going to take Underground River here. Goes with the colors I have, not the land I really want, but I guess it's the one I deserve. Kira is okay as well. Between Spell Pierce and Ophiomancer, and I like Ophiomancer a good bit. It's better if you have something to be doing with those tokens. For instance, Recurrent Nightmare, sack the tokens off, get a card back. Other than that, Spell Pierce would be a fine addition, but I'm going to take the Mancer. Anything that came back that we care about, I guess Duress is really it. There is the Obliterator, so I had a feeling that would come back. Eternal Dragon doesn't do anything for us, and none of these cards I'm moving into colors for. I guess I could take Phyrexian Revoker, but I'm going to take this 4-mana black card. All these red cards here. Dreadbore is the one I'm most likely to splash red for. Red for Dreadbore. Flametongue Kavu is the best card in the pack. I won't. Alright, so the mono black theme is pretty good. If we get Grey Merchant, I think it's going to be sick in this deck. That's a really light Prophetic Bolt too. And I guess Dark Ritual would be fine for us, but I think I'm going to take Gerald's Messenger. For the reason that Grey Merchant looks like it would be amazing in our deck. I wonder if I should have taken Kokosho over Force of Will there. I only have 2 other blue cards. Well, there's another mono black card, I guess, but we're not so aggressive that we really want Mogis Marauder. I don't even know if I really want to play a Born Overlord, although if you can get a good number of Harpies off of it, it seems pretty good. Alright, this pack, I like Solemn Simulacrum. Isochron Scepter is not doing anything for us. I don't want Demonic Pact. Frost Titan is pretty good. So is Birthing Pod, which is pretty good with the Ophiomancer tokens. If we had a smaller curve. Also good with Gerald's Messenger, as it allows us to go into Phyrexian Metamorph. Between Frost Titan, Birthing Pod, and I guess Guiltleaf Winnower, but I think I can get this Winnower to come back. Solemn Simulacrum would be pretty good too. And then I'd look to pick up, yeah, that Bayou's gone, so Frost Titan's probably better for us, but Birthing Pod's cuter. Does more interesting things. I like Birthing Pod. Maybe pick up a Fixer. Ooh, Grave Titan, that's even better than Frost Titan. Overgrown Tomb would be something I would be interested in now, just so that we don't have to take a lot of life. I guess Dismember is also a consideration, as is Rakdos Return. Rakdos Return is one of my favorite cards for these situations, or for this type of cube, because stripping your opponent of their hand means you're probably going to win the game. This pack is good for us, and Grave Titan's just good, and I need removal, but I can probably prioritize that. I'm not going to pass up Grave Titan, though. It's just a big fatty, and a very good one. 10 power for 6 mana. Animate Dead is here, as is Spellskite, Sidisi, Impulse. Yeah, so I'm looking at Spellskite, Sidisi, Impulse, Animate Dead. I'm not going to take Impulse here. Do I have ways to discard? Not currently, so Animate Dead doesn't seem fantastic. Sidisi looks okay, not amazing. And Spellskite's just kind of a turtle card. I do like me some Spellskite, though, and I do need things to play before turn 3. I'm going to take Spellskite here as a way to just kind of soak up the early game. Alright, so 2 duels here. And Abrupt Decay if I really wanted to play green. I think I'm going to take Doomblade, though. Sheoldred is a fantastic reanimator target, but not something I want to try and get to 7 mana on. I'm going to take Doomblade for creature removal. Wolfir Silverheart is also insane, but is a double green card. So there are some other things I probably should be branching into, but I'm going to take the cheap removal. I've got a lot of the black cards, so there are going to be fewer matchups where Doomblade doesn't have a good target. I like Bloodghast. Bloodghast plays very well with Birthing Pod, especially with our 3-drops. Necromancy is what? Instant speed, reanimate? That's a lot of text. I think it just brings a dude back from the graveyard. Oh yeah, but if you cast it at instant speed, you have to sack it. Remove souls here as well. Teferi's not happening. Yeah, I'll take Bloodghast. It's a pretty aggressive card. It goes well with Mogis Marauder, I suppose. Ooh, Baleful Strix is nice. Or Progenitus, because why not? I think there was a demand for Progenitus to come back. There's also Ancient Tomb, but a lot of our cards don't use that much colorless mana. For instance, it looks silly with Geralt's Messenger and these double black cards, so it's not insane in our deck. I'm going to take Baleful Strix, kind of fill up this early curve, which is nice. I wouldn't mind Bloodsoaked Champion either. Volrath Stronghold is a very mediocre card. Damnation. Gotta take that, right? There's a Kozilek. Aether Vial would even be okay in this sort of deck. I do want to get at least 1 5-drop so that Pod has the potential to go 2 through 7, but I'm not going to pick up, I'm not going to pass Damnation. I do like to have at least 1 sweeper in all of my decks if I can. Gravecrawler, do I have reliable ways to get you back? Top creature of your graveyard to the battlefield. I could take Llanowar Waste here as well. There's a sneak attack in this pack. Gravecrawler, no, Gravecrawler's not amazing. I have 1 zombie, 2 ways to make zombies. I'm going to take Llanowar Waste, which actually seems bad, because if I'm not using it for Birthing Pod, then I'm just pinging myself with it, but that's fine. That card's fine. Gilt Leaf Winnower. That is a 5-drop, and it's pretty good pod target. I don't want Demonic Pact. I would love to pick up that Grey Merchant now. That's kind of the 5-drop we want. Wow, Dismember came back. Duplicant's also here. Duplicant's a good card, and Rakdos Return is pretty fantastic as well. I'm going to take Dismember. And here I suppose I'll take Harbinger. The double blue is a little unattractive, but what you gonna do? Take this Scrubland. And I'll nab this Teferi for the sideboard. Sure, Bloodsoaked Champion can come in the deck. And this guy's not bad. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Probably gets cut. I could cut these white cards. I have these blue cards. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Harbinger, I wouldn't mind cutting. Force of Will is pretty bad with such a small amount of blue cards. Oh, Baleful Strix is also blue. I could play just a couple of them. But I don't really want to play the double blue cards. That way we can reliably play mostly black. I would play Dragon Lord. I would play Baleful Strix. But I don't know about the double blue cards, even though Force of Will and Time Warp are pretty good. But there's a third pack, so we'll see. What am I looking for? Maybe a couple more cheap removal spells. Gray Merchant, Dark Depths is still a possibility. I do have the Vampire Hexmage. Show and Tell. Pestermite. Dread Return. Psychotog. Psychotog can be pretty good. And I'm leaning towards that over Show and Tell. Show and Tell's not bad either. Dragon Lord, Silumgar, Grave Titan, this Overlord that I don't really want to play, but probably will anyway. Should probably lean towards Psychotog though. It's a potentially powerful card. And Pestermite's fine, but I'm not doing any combo shenanigans. I think the ship has probably sailed on taking red fixing for that sort of thing. Here, Languish, Vampire Nighthawk is okay. Serendib Ifrit is pretty good too. I like Mind Stone, but again, this colorless mana doesn't help us out too much. Would like to open Bitter Blossom. Diabolic Servitude is pretty good. I'm between Nighthawk, Mind Stone, Ifrit. Don't think I need Languish. Although having access to another type of effect like that could be good, especially against like mono white decks or mono red decks. It's a little worse against blue red decks or control decks. Probably Mind Stone. It does ramp us towards these late game targets. It just looks bad for things like Phyrexian Obliterator. But I do like having early ramp. Let's see. I like Hero of Bladehold. The card is very strong. Wake Thrasher is in this pack, which does have an infinite combo with Basalt Monolith for as much power toughness as you need. Future Sight's here, but Teferi's in the sideboard for a reason. Carrion Feeder is a sack outlet. And Toxic Deluge, I think, is kind of the pick. So I passed up on Languish, and Toxic Deluge costs you life, but it's a little more flexible. I think I'm going to pick this up, and I'll be happy to play it. Jace, Probe, Sower of Temptation. Good one. Sower, again, pushes me towards playing these blue cards, but I don't have good mana. Disfigure. Probe is fine, but I don't really want to play Probe. Sower is the strongest card in the pack, in my opinion. Or at least strongest for my deck. Probably just strongest altogether anyway. Yeah, definitely. I'll take Sower of Temptation. Preordain is pretty good. So is, I like Necrotal. Some people don't like the tall, but I like the tall. Removal on a stick. Preordain is a good card, though. A very good card. I don't have very many effects that draw or do this sort of thing. That Serum Visions did not come back. Chromatic Lantern, I'm not going to play. There's Dragon Lord Atarka in here too, which is a very good card. I'm going to take Necrotal. We have not seen that Gray Merchant, which makes me sad. Makes me very sad. This Liliana is the one that searches for a card, puts it on top. This Liliana has lifelink. Probably leaning towards the heretical healer here. Just a cheaper creature. Some of the Legion's insane. Bitter Blossom, hello. Hello, hello. Look at this Ashen Rider just sitting here like, somebody please play me for once. It's a card I always want to play, but it just never works out. Alright, Bitter Blossom's in the deck, and I think that justifies Bone Splitter. Where's my... I want my Gray Merchant, that's what I want. I like Night Veil Spectre. Seagate Oracle's fine too. We just didn't get there on the Gray Merchant, I guess. It could still happen. Nope, because we're wheeling. That's super sad. Was there a Nykthos that I missed too? Because Nykthos would probably be pretty good here as well. Shame. Not super excited about Rotting Rats and Dread Return. I don't think so. Gifts Ungiven, not happening. I guess Sulphur Falls, unless if I decide I need to play Dreadbore. Vampire Nighthawk. Probably just play an aggressive black deck here. I don't want any of these. I'm not worried about my opponents playing any of these. I guess that's removal, right? Sure, I'll play Probe now. I don't care about these either. Alright, so Harbinger's coming out. Oust. Harbinger's not happening. Do I really want to play Birthing Pod? Well, the answer is yes, I want to. Should I? I don't know. I think Hexmage comes out since I don't have the combo for it, and it's just kind of an okay card on its own. Probably want to make this a little more aggressive if I can, rather than dirtily, so I think Spellskite can actually be in the sideboard. No, don't sort by color. Sort by mana cost. Ayo, there we go. Look at all these 3-drops. Gonna have to slim some of those. I don't love Overlord. If I had Kokosho, I would definitely lose this guy. What's he do? He makes Harpies equal to your Black Devotion, and you sack a creature on upkeep. 6/6. Potential to make lots and lots of Harpies. Force of Will, unfortunately, is gonna come out. Probably Time Warp as well. Sower's blue, very good blue. Maybe Bone Splitter just comes out. It's good with Ophiomancer and Bitter Blossom, but it's probably not really what I want to be doing. So I'll move that out. Let's trim the 3s here. So since I didn't get Gray Merchant, I don't need to go as heavy on Devotion. Gerhulf's Messenger is fine, but Enter Untapped is actually a drawback, although it pairs very well with Birthing Pod. I don't think I absolutely need it though. Mogus Marauder also, it's a very blah card. If I had nothing but like 2 and 3 drops, I'd be very happy playing it, but I'm not sure about Gilt-Leaf Winnower, but I'm sure it has tons of targets. Damnation I'm going to keep. Sower's so good, though. So good. Could just play mono black. Psychotog can probably come out. Infiltrators, like, again, not winning best card of the year, but is decent. This guy is definitely getting cut, I think. It's more of a reanimator card. Let's see, if I cut the blue, if I cut the Sower, that leaves me with 1, 2, 3 cards I need blue for, because I can do Night Veil Spectre and Gitaxian Probe without blue. Sower's just very good, but I probably only want to run a couple sources of blue, which incentivizes me to cut these and just kind of play a mono black deck, splash and blue for Strix and Dragon Lord. And then if I feel like I absolutely need cards like Time Warp or Sower, I have powerful blue cards in these 3 here, but just not a lot of blue to justify all this double blue, which makes me sad, like I said. I could even play like Hex Mage over Baleful Strix, except Baleful Strix draws me a card. And this Liliana may not be fantastic in Cube. Alright, well, we're gonna run this monstrosity of a black deck. I wish I'd gotten Dark Ritual to kind of power out a Grave Titan or something like that. My removal is Necrotol, Damnation, Toxic Deluge, Dismember, and Doomblade, which seems pretty good. I have Duress. I could mainboard Duress as well. And the reason I say that is it's similar to Negate, in that the cube is definitely going to have targets for it. I don't know that I really want to cut anything for it, though. But it is good. I guess I'll save it for blue matchups, blue and red matchups. Not too worried about it in like green and white matchups. So let's sort by coloration. That leaves me with 2 cards that need blue, one of them being a 2-drop. And I have 1 kind of free blue source. So we're going to leave the forest out. This is probably what I was leaning towards. 14, 15, 16. Let's see if I do 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I probably want to play a 17th land. It could be another island. 1, 2, 3, 4 blue sources. And I should be able to reliably hit black, but I do have to keep in mind I have to be able to reliably hit quadruple and triple black, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 black sources should be able to do that. So I'm going to add 1 more island here for the Strix. And we're going to ship like this. Deck doesn't look amazing, but it has nice sideboard options for certain matchups, and it's a little flexible. So kind of wish I had that Gray Merchant. A couple other cards I wish I had picked up were Kokoshi